will make dua for me, inshallah, that I will recover. Anyway, I think we enjoyed the talk yesterday by Brother Akbar Ali about how they help the refugees and those in need. Today, inshallah, I'm going to talk about something that will soften your heart. Because sometimes our hearts get rusty. Sometimes we get far away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, get busy with dunya, buying toys, ice cream, Nutella, video games, all that stuff. So this is just a quick reminder. There are 3 types of places that I think most of us should visit every time you feel like your heart is getting rusty. And one of them is jail. Number 2, the hospital. And number 3, the graveyard. And I'll give you my experiences. How many of you have been to jail? No, just for a visit, not to stay, you know? Yeah, I have been to jail several times. Astaghfirullah, thank you. Just as a chaplain. You know what chaplain means? No. Chaplain basically means an imam in jail. So I go there and I help the prisoners. I either answer their questions or give them talks, pray Jummah with them. So this is what a chaplain means. And this is a very good job, by the way. Inshallah, in the future, if you'd like to find a good job, a chaplain might be a good job. You can be a chaplain in jail, a chaplain at the hospital, a chaplain in the Navy or the Army. So these are different types of chaplains. But anyway, so I used to go to prison in the US and in Canada as well to help the prisoners. So what is special about doing da'wah or visiting our brothers and sisters in jail?
I don't know.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe they'll stop being how they were and maybe convert to Islamic.
MashaAllah. I'm actually talking about Muslims who are in jail. Yes, of course it's going to help them change, but I'm talking about me. What do I learn from them? I'll tell you. If you want to appreciate your freedom, visit the prison. If you'd like to appreciate your health, go to the hospital. If you want to appreciate your life, go to the graveyard. Okay, so the good thing about the brothers and sisters in jail, every time I go to them, I give them a talk, because the rest of the year, they're locked up, they don't go outside, they don't go to the masjid, they don't visit their families, they don't go to the movies, they are inside, they can't come out. They can't go to the park, play video games, they can't play soccer, basketball, all these things, right? So when they see someone from the outside world is coming to visit them, they're thrilled and they're happy. The difference between giving a Jummah khutbah or a talk in jail and giving a Jummah khutbah here in this masjid is in jail you have a guaranteed audience. Even if they hate you, they have to sit and listen to you. They can't run away because the doors are closed. But here in the masjid, if I'm giving a talk and you hate my guts, you don't like me, or the subject is boring, you just walk away. You jump out of the window, right? But they can't do this in jail, right? When I spend a couple of hours inside, I teach them, I answer their questions, I pray with them. After 2 hours, when it is time to leave, I see how many electronic gates are open in front of me, and I'm able to get out. And some of them are in tears because they can't go home and enjoy their families and children. Right? So one of them told me, Wallahi, I will give up my life, I will give up everything I have just to go home and hug my mom or hug my daughter. Because they have been in jail for so many years. So sometimes we don't appreciate our freedom and the enjoyments we have in life. It is only when you see someone locked up in a difficult situation that you start to appreciate your freedom. Number 2, in the hospital. When you go and see someone who's lying on their beds, they can't move, their life is difficult, they are eating certain types of food every day, right? They can't move, they can't exercise, especially those in intensive care units or those who are going through surgery. Sometimes people stay there for months. I know people who stay in and out for years in the hospital. They can't eat the food they like, they can't exercise, they can't go out. again, their life is difficult. So when you go there and you see them, subhanAllah, it makes you appreciate your health. Because many of us, alhamdulillah, we're healthy, we live good lives, but we don't appreciate it because we don't see those who are sick. I know a brother from St. Catherine's, he was in a coma for several months. And they thought that he's going to die, but eventually he recovered. But after he recovered, he had to go to the hospital 3 or 4 times a week to be dilated. I think what they do, basically, they remove their blood and they put new blood 3 or 4 times a week. And I visited him once. He's hooked up to this machine for 2 or 3 hours, and there are tubes all over the place. Tubes all over, and it's very painful. And he was very tired, and he was very unhappy because 3 or 4 times, and of course when you go, you stay there the whole day. Because you don't just walk in and they put the machines and stuff and the tubes. No, they prepare you for like an hour or 2, and after you finish, you stay there, they test you, so on and so forth. And you imagine getting all your food through a tube or a straw. You know, it's a difficult life. So how do you appreciate your health? When you look at these people. Also, the last thing you appreciate your life is when you see someone in the graveyard. Like people die all the time. Just last night, a Turkish sister passed away. The day before, an athletic brother from the US. I saw this story on YouTube, on Facebook. Pakistani brother, and Pakistanis, they don't basically play soccer, they play cricket. Exactly. So the brother was athletic, he played cricket. So they were playing a game the night before, that is 2 days ago. So he was playing with his friends, 45 years old, very healthy guy, tall, muscles, everything. And in the break, he told them, let's take a selfie together. He took out his phone with a stick and they took a selfie. He was in the front taking the selfie. 15 minutes later, he was playing cricket with them. He fell dead. He fell down and died. Gave up his soul. And that was the last picture he took. And when you look at this picture, you look in his eyes, he's still young and healthy. You don't expect someone like this to die. You expect someone like my professor from Egypt, who has always been sick his whole life. And even at the age of 25, they told him, if you live another week, you will be lucky. He's 100 years old this week. Because you never know when it is time for you to go. You can be 17 years old, you can be 90 years old, 2 years old, 25 years old. You never know. So when the time comes, we go. But again, every time you see someone in a janazah, they're carrying them for the graveyard, one thing should come to your mind. If the angel of death skipped you to take someone else today, maybe tomorrow it's going to skip somebody else to come to and take you. So what do? We should always be ready, grateful to Allah, be a nice person, leave a legacy behind. So always remember these 3 places, the hospital, the prison, and the graveyard. And this will motivate you, inshallah, to be a better person. I hope, inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help you enjoy your freedom, your health, and your life, and help you become good Muslims, inshallah. I'm losing my voice already. We'll see you tomorrow, inshallah, for questions and answers. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum. I can't take any questions today. Tomorrow, inshallah.